Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Denise, and today I've got a fun project for us. I have a new little mini class out, expressive abstraction, a Kandinsky-inspired art prompt project. So this is kind of like our Klimt art prompt project, where we made 60 art prompts inspired by Gustav Klimt and the way that he works. And so I've just done a master class on Kandinsky, and you can check that out on my website and on Skillshare, and its name is Unlocking Kandinsky, the art and color theory of a modern master. And in that class we do a ton of super fun projects. We make a pretty little concertina book, and then we study some of his paintings and do several of his paintings, like concentric circles, squares with concentric circles, which is my favorite piece to do, and I'm going to continue doing these because I find them fun. But we do several projects, and then to kind of continue on in our Kandinsky exploration and figuring out how can we use the things that he did in our own work. I like art prompt cards, so these are 72 art prompts inspired by Kandinsky, and we're going to make in this class our own set of art prompts by painting large pieces of paper or whatever size you have, and then cutting those down into little card sizes. And then I've given you all the little prompts, and you can write on the back of your card or glue the prompt down. And there's several categories of this. So we've got texture and layering, you've got expressive line work and mark making, and then on the back of that I give you a specific prompt that goes along with that category. So there's several categories of prompts in this collection. You can see how lovely and different these are from the Klimt ones that we made. I love art prompt cards. They kind of keep you going along in your learning, and they prompt you into things that you're like might have forgotten or you might have moved away from. And you can see how our Klimt ones look completely different than our Kandinsky ones, and so I love the differences in the cards that we can get. So, and these are pretty. Look at that. Doesn't that look like these right here, where I did some concentric circles on my big piece that we cut up? They kind of remind me of a peacock tail. Don't those look like a peacock? They're so pretty. So this was a fun deck to do. So definitely come check out that class. I thought we would do a painting with some of the prompts. I've just pulled some out that looked interesting. I'm painting in my handmade journal still. We are getting down to the last quarter of pages. It's almost full of this book, so much, and we are really getting down here in the pages. I'm just going to pull the Masha's watercolors out because I like them. They're beautiful colors, and what we might do is maybe cover this side here so that I can not get stuff all over it, hopefully. I'll put this here. And I just kind of pulled out some that were inspiring to me today, and you can, use these. I love this so much. Can you see that like as a big painting? You can use this in any way that inspires you. Look through them and pull several that you're like, haha, I'm feeling this today. Or you could do a blind pull where you just pull out several and you're like, here's where I'm going. Or you can be painting and then you can think, okay, where do I go next? Let's pull a prompt card. And so there's lots of different ways that you can have a prompt card work for you in your art practice. And I'm just going to kind of spray these down. And I didn't have a specific colorway in mind, but now that I've got this set of colors like looking at me, I'm really feeling like this purple, orange, a tad of blue. Look how pretty these are. So maybe this would be like the color palette, orange and blue and purple and brown, because that looks pretty cool. So what I pulled was, let negative space be as important as the painted areas, which I already have been working on negative space a bit in some of our pieces, so I really love that prompt. And that's a geometry and balance one. And then use overlapping shapes to create a layered transparent effect. So that's kind of fun if we layer things on top of each other. I like that. Creative constraints and challenges is the category for this one. Create a piece using only your non-dominant hand. Oh, how fun is that? So if you're normally right-handed, use your left hand. If you're normally left-handed, use your right hand. And what I really love about this is I already like things to be a little wonky. And if you're using your non-dominant hand, you're definitely going to get the wonky. And then I actually pulled another geometry and balance, but this is what inspired me today. Using only circles and ovals as the main elements. And you know, I'm all about these little oval-y pieces I've been creating, so I'm feeling it today. I'm feeling the ovals. And I'm pretty sure that the paper I'm using is Arches here. This book is a mix of handmade hot cold press, Arches cold press, and Arches hot press, I believe, because the next page is a hot press paper, and this is stiffer than the handmade paper, so I believe this is the back side or the front side or one side of an Arches cold press. Okay, so non-dominant hand, don't get tempted. All right, so I'm going to start with some pencil mark, maybe just because, and of course I'm using my left hand, so it's my non-dominant hand. And it says on our prompt, use only circles and ovals as the main elements. So why not just go ahead and get us started there? And I'm almost feeling like being inspired by circles and concentric squares with concentric circles. So somehow we're going to make a wonky square with circle using our non-dominant hand. So I love the orange, I love the purple, I don't even know what purple that was, but I love it. Let's just say maybe it's this one. And we're just going to start. We're just going to go for it. We don't know what we're going to end up with. Painting with our non-dominant hand. Don't be tempted. Don't be tempted. Let's see. I think these might be upside down. No. I think this might be upside down because I'm like, wait a minute, these don't really match. Is that right? Nope. Which direction does this actually go? Oh, there we go. That's it. Now I can see what color is what. And I kind of like the orange one. Let's pull some orange out there. Okay, and I really like, let's see, which one? Maybe we like, oh, maybe it's this one. Let's see what that is. And I really like this crazy blue that's in there. I don't know which one it is, but let's see if it's this one. Let's just throw some in there. Okay, I really like this one at the bottom. It's a pretty color. Okay, that's pretty wonky and cool, actually. Way different than anything else that we've done. And I kind of want to let that dry and then do some mark making on top of that. And I haven't even used my dominant hand. I have used my wonky non-dominant hand. And look how cool that is. Okay, let's let that dry for just a moment and I'll be right back. So I don't know if you noticed, but I failed a tiny bit on our prompt cards. And so this is one thing where if you've got some inspiration that takes you in a direction, ride that inspiration wherever it takes you, whether you pulled a prompt or not. But we did do create a piece using only your non-dominant hand. So we did that one. And we did use something with circles and ovals as the main elements. We did a big concentric circle. We did not use, as well as I intended, overlapping shapes. So we kind of overlapped the pencil I did under there, but other than that, and these kind of overlapped and ran into each other, so did we fail? Maybe not. Maybe we'll say we'll say did that one okay. We'll say, okay, maybe did that one. We didn't leave any negative space at all. None. So I was kind of looking at these thinking, okay, I did fail it. We'll say 25% failure because I didn't do any blank space, even though I did intend to do that. But I got so excited looking at that one card that I was looking at, which I've now mixed up because I was looking through these. I got so excited at the colors and the patterns and stuff in that card that I was kind of ended up recreating that card. This one is working miniature 4x2x2 size, so it's a little bigger than what we did, but I got so inspired by that. So I did walk away from this. So layered time is this prompt. Start a piece, walk away for an hour, and return and add a second layer, this time without a time layer, a second layer without erasing. So we could just keep adding on top of that. We could say we did that prompt. And then this one is create a piece radiating energy with lines that burst outward. And while we didn't do like a starburst, which is the literal meaning of the lines bursting outward, I feel like we did get like pulsating lines coming out. And there is one in here about pulsating lines somewhere, which are just all different elements of Kandinsky and the things that he worked with and did. So we can even say that this is the radiating lines one, even though we've radiated them in a different way. We even use draw using only your non-dominant hand for spontaneous marks. We could even say I started with that with those ovals that we penciled on there. This could even be make a piece where one element appears to echo or repeat itself, so kind of out that way. We're going to keep our inspiration, but there is one where it radiates. And I've given you in this set of prompts so many prompts that you could pick and choose the ones that really speak to you. So with 72 prompts, you could leave out, say, you know, however many cards you make, then you could leave out the ones that you don't love, and then it'll truly be a deck like nobody else has. Oh yeah, I don't know what I did with the radiating lines one, but it's in here somewhere. I've hid it from myself. Anyway, so it kind of radiates out. Let's call it radiating out. And look at all these other ones that we have actually managed to do. Non-dominant, circles and ovals, overlapping to create some transparent effects. So we got lots of effects in there. We started the piece and came back after it dried. Oh, here it is. Duh, I pulled it out because I already wanted to talk about it. Draw using your non-dominant hand with spontaneous marks. We did that. And create a piece radiating energy using lines that burst outward. So while these don't burst outward per se, they do kind of burst outward, just not in a like a starburst that I was kind of thinking when I originally came up with that, but they do kind of radiate out. Like you can tell that these just kind of keep on going, pulsating color and circle as it keeps going further and further. How cool is that? And then now that you got it here, we can come back with some other colors and things that inspire us. And I will admit that now that we've done the non-dominant hand, that I kind of want to color and mark on top of this with the hand that's going to be my dominant hand. So I'm just going to pull like some Neocolor II crayons because I'm super inspired by all the lines and marks and the pencil and everything that's in my little sample piece here. And so now I could come back in and start adding in some lovely layers that would just be interesting. And this is the Neocolor II crayon, and this happens to be the gold, I think. It's a metallic. It is the gold. I like it. I like the gold crayon. So for everybody going, it needs some gold. We already got some gold in there. Oh, I like that. We're just going to just kind of play, radiate out, have some fun. You can do, I'm definitely feeling that we need some actual gold in here, so I'm going to save that for a moment. kind of like this blue. It's a kind of a metallic-y blue too. But I like I like it when it's some crazy marks and it's not detracting from like the overall color. It just looks interesting. I love that. Ooh, here's a pretty orange. And what we could do too is, you know, you could come back in with dots. You could come back in with gold. I'm feeling gold. So this is my Kuretake Gold Mica ink that I have just put in a fine line bottle. And I have done that with a pipette. So, pipette. So you just get to suck up some gold out of the big jar and put them in the little fine line bottle. And then I just shake it up every time I want to use it. And it turns out perfect. And then a little practice as you're going. And the lower you hold your bottle like straight like this, not up and down, the more control you have and the finer that line will be. And if you'll kind of get it started on, say, like something else, like the little piece of paper that we did, or even like started off here, then we'll get some really pretty fine lines going in here. Oh my gosh, I love that. We could even come back here, like maybe it continued further out. Look at that. Oh my gosh, we could come back in with some dots. Maybe we want some dots in here. Are we feeling dots or little circles? Why not? Okay, I'm trying to put my hand where... Okay, dots were a good choice. It's a repeating element. I'm just channeling all my inner Kandinsky in this piece. This is why I like doing master studies. It gets you outside of your box or your art rut, and it just introduces you to some new kind of techniques and some different stuff, in addition to kind of using, you know, things that you want to use. So you kind of incorporate into your art the different stuff that you're learning and things that you can take forward. I don't do a master study in a way that we're trying to create an entire piece exactly like a copy of some really intricate, oh, let's do that around here, I'm feeling it. I don't do like where we're painting like a person where we're trying to get all the details and everything. That's not really my style anyway. But when you study the abstract artist and then see the different elements that they put into their pieces, even though we're not trying to recreate their art, we're just trying to take their themes and their marks and their colors and their philosophies forward in our own art, it makes studying the masters a whole lot more fun. You study it in a non-intimidating way. We're not trying to exactly replicate a painting that they did, but rather look at the details and say, ooh, this is interesting. How could I maybe use that too? So I did come up with a ton of fun projects in this class. I know you're going to love it. It's just as good as the Klimt class, I think. And Gustav Klimt and Wassily Kandinsky were buddies. They were contemporaries. They lived at the same time, and they did art at the same time, and they were friends. And so, how cool is that? They are definitely at the front, the forefathers of making abstract art. Look how pretty this is. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. It needed all the gold. Look at that. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh my goodness. We got repeating elements. We got non-dominant hand. We got overlapping layers. We've got all kinds of fun things going on in this. And look how inspired we were just by our little piece that we started out with. Totally look at that. I love it. Oh, I'm going to do some more of these because, I don't know, I can see this hanging in my house on a wall somewhere. So we're going to do something like that. I kind of feel like I could be there for today. What do you think? I'm feeling like we did good. It was a good paint day. Let's see what we got. Let's move this out of the way. Definitely glad I put that paper there. I was splattering all over it. This is so pretty, like these colors. So that Masha's watercolors, don't ask me what those colors were. I don't know. This was the 36 color sampler set. So it was something in her set of colors. But I just love her watercolors because they do beautiful granulating things. They mix well and they just look gorgeous. Look how pretty that is. I love it. Oh my gosh, I love it. Oh my goodness. Okay, that was a great paint day. Alright, I hope you check out the new little mini class that goes with the master class. So the mini class is Expressive Extraction, a Kandinsky-inspired art prompt project, where I give you these super creative prompts to get inspired by and make your really creative art prompt cards. I'm super proud of those. And that goes with the big workshop that I just did, Unlocking Kandinsky, the Art and Color Theory of a Modern Master. And we do get into like what the different colors mean and stuff. He's kind of like one of the first artists out there that really started to assign meaning to colors and kind of started the whole color theory movement and what colors mean and how they make you feel. He's the one that kind of started that whole thing, so I think that's super cool. So I hope you joined me in class. Hope you had fun painting with me today. That was a good paint day. I love that one. And I'll see you guys next time.